Have you ever met a person who does not necessarily speak loudly, wave his hands, or otherwise create a lot of noise around himself, but somehow manages to influence others and achieve results? Such people are often called a strong personality. It's a pity that I don't have such fortitude as he does, a thought that periodically visits those who cannot cope with any difficulties. Sometimes you look at a person and you are amazed at his psychological stability, endurance, patience, thinking that Mother Nature herself had endowed him with incredible strength. What is the power of personality? Everyone understands it in their own way. Someone evaluates strength by actions and actions. Someone is sure that even movements give out a strong-willed character, while others identify with worldly wisdom, the ability to correctly perceive the world around them and adapt to its changes, and they are all right. A strong personality, first of all, is characterized by a stable psyche in stressful situations. Such a person perceives leaving the comfort zone as an incentive to develop, and not as a reason for worries. He is distinguished by endurance, and maturity. These qualities are formed in childhood. Psychologists believe that it is impossible to determine for sure whether a person is stable by any tests. Resilience is formed only by those who have faced obstacles in their lives. What distinguishes between a strong and a weak personality? A personality can destroy self-pity, which it succumbs to in case of bad luck. Also, the development is strongly hindered by the desire to keep everything under control, constant self-examination, and reasoning about what a person could not achieve. This focus on the negative aspects takes a lot of effort and reduces productivity. Often people care about what others will think of them, thereby making themselves vulnerable and allowing themselves to be manipulated. It turns out that a person forgets about himself and acts as others would like. A strong personality knows how to recognize the presence of his weaknesses and constantly works on them. In short, such people do not do the following. They don't live in the past. They are not afraid to take risks. They don't feel sorry for themselves. They are not amenable to manipulation. They don't try to please anyone. They don't step on the same rake. They are not afraid to be alone. They do not experience negative emotions if they are unlucky in something. They do not give up after failures. They don't think that everyone owes them. They do not hope for a quick result. They don't waste their energy on what they can't change. They are not afraid of change. There is no universal interpretation of what a strong personality is, but of course, when we talk about strength of character, we automatically mean self-confidence, the ability to take responsibility and adapt to any changes. Psychologists identify the following signs of strong people. Self-control. Someone who knows how to manage their feelings, easily experiences stressful situations, and controls the process without succumbing to emotions. Composure. The ability to turn on a cool head is one of the ways to exercise self-control. The ability to listen. This is an important condition for effective communication. It is especially important to be able to listen when it comes to communicating with those who have a different view of what is happening. This quality helps to look at the situation from a different angle and even open your eyes to some things. Flexibility. The world is changing so fast that not everyone can keep up with the changes, and for some, any changes are stressful. Those who know how to adapt to the situation achieve great success. The ability to say no. Marking your own boundaries is a manifestation of self-respect and sound self-esteem. People who cannot refuse become victims of manipulators. Thoughtfulness. When making decisions, a strong personality is always guided by logic. Such people analyze the situation, weigh the pros and cons, and do not give in to emotions. The ability to forgive. Resentment is a destructive feeling. It takes away energy and does not allow you to move on. The one who knows how to forgive feels much freer and happier. The ability to admit your mistakes. Blaming others for personal failures is a weak side of personality. Strong people will always analyze their actions first, and only in extreme cases will they look for reasons in external factors. They easily admit their mistakes and apologize if they were wrong about others. The ability not to give up even in the most difficult situations. Life is an unpredictable thing. Each of us has difficulties at times, but only a strong-minded person will not break down and will be able to learn a lesson and even benefit from any situation. Many successful people had a difficult childhood. It hardened their character. The courage to take on difficult tasks. The fear of making a mistake is common to everyone, but only some listen to it and stay in the same place, while others willingly take on difficult tasks, which helps them develop and acquire new useful skills. No need for constant approval. Those who strive to be everyone's favorite forget about their own interests and goals, as all energy is spent on meeting the expectations of others. Purposefulness. A strong personality will not look for reasons not to do something. She will look for opportunities to achieve her goals. Procrastination and postponing life for later are not peculiar to her. The ability to defend your values. The one who follows his beliefs and feelings shows respect for himself. But this does not mean that a strong person steps over the feelings of others, but means that he knows how to stand up for himself. Of course, this list can be continued indefinitely, because everyone has their own criteria of strength. The main thing that distinguishes strong people from weak in spirit is the ability to go to the end, no matter what obstacles may be encountered on the way. And in this they are just helped by self-confidence, determination and other qualities and skills listed earlier. Strong people have a number of advantages. This does not mean that life is easier for them. They develop a whole range of features that they do not neglect. They learn to live by their own beliefs, despite external factors. Mediocre people just live as they want. They do not climb into the deep subconscious. They do not take into account many attitudes. They are content with what they have. It is often possible to notice conversations about the fact that a person is strong. He manages a lot, as if everything is floating in his hands. But this is one side of the outer eyes. Only he knows how he does it. Strong people are guided by special rules. They are not in the system. Despite many prohibitions and obstacles, they will not be able to stop the established fact of a particular microgroup. Let's say everyone was told to add up for an expensive gift to a teacher or a boss. They motivate their decision, and they don't do it like everyone else. If they decide to give, they give. But if they do not consider it necessary to invest expensively, they will definitely not be afraid to go against everyone. And they will often be right. They are directed to work. At work they do their job. They don't do nonsense. They don't try to win a day off with clever moves. They don't try to be better. They don't fawn over their superiors. All their activities are fruitful. They are not looking for easy ways. They don't side with anyone. They don't try to manipulate anyone. They have a fair and honest path. They often don't like them. Strong personalities always rely on themselves. They don't try to shift responsibility. Often, the team arranges tests for them, which they pass. Despite all of them, they are far from envy and pride. They do not consider their achievements great in order to strive for more. Real fighters. They do not give up, even if they have to start a new path in a different place. But they still won't compromise their principles of life. Along with the fact that there are those who work hard, there are also those who try to get away from it. Therefore, a mediocre person considers this his credo. The thing is that they regard any difficulties as not fate, so you shouldn't try so hard. They don't think about the overall goals of the company, sometimes even the family or the country as a whole. They are characterized by lightness and carelessness. On the one hand, it is good for the mental and emotional state. They don't bother, so to speak. But on the other hand, they cannot be relied upon. They can drop the case at any moment. They don't think much, they just live, for the most part, as they want. And of course, they will adjust and concede in any advantageous positions. Such people are not always confident in themselves. They do not worry about it. And they act on the principle of what will happen. Strong people are used to working, including on themselves. Others just live.